All right, yes sir. Welcome back to the Next Man Up podcast. Jello, hindi tayo naka-shoot last week, but all
Oh,
good, all good.
all
We
good.
are
It's good to
back.
be back. Yep.
Yes, sir. So basically, last episode we had David Merle on the show. Just you had a great
Oh, great
conversation
conversation with that guy.
with David. He had a great first conference with Converge. This conference, but I think did they make it to the finals? To the playoffs? Yes, right.
They did, yes.
Yeah,
And
so they will be going up against I think the number one seed, San
the,
Miguel, if I'm not mistaken. Am I
no, the
correct?
number 2 seed. They're number
Number two
7.
seed.
Uh,
Okay, so Converge is number 7.
uh,
Is that right?
yes, they're
Yeah,
number
yeah,
7.
that's correct.
Playing
So
against
yeah, we
King.
had David. I'm pretty sure David's gonna play well. I mean, he's having the conference of his life. So if you want to check that out, please do so. It's on YouTube, it's on Spotify, all our episodes, Twitter, Facebook. Check
Yep.
that out. And Jelovitz, how are you, man? It's been a long
I'm,
Monday for me. I had a shoot in the morning, uh, NBA hype shoot. I had practice, I had weights, and then I had the game, and then now this podcast. What a way to start the week. How are you, my guy?
I'm good, my guy. I mean, same lang rin. Started
Mm,
work quite early. Then, after work, diretso ako agad dito. I just had
yes,
dinner with
sir.
my family and then went straight to the pod set and I mean
Medyo
marami
parang
tayong
slow Monday muna for
slow
you,
Monday
Jess.
muna pero magpi-pick up din yan. Magpi-pick up
Yep,
din
for
yan for
sure.
sure.
All right, so today, what we're gonna talk about, a couple of things for sure. PBA playoffs has started. Actually,
I
it
started,
started.
yeah.
Yeah, we're
Oh,
gonna talk about the matchups between the teams, and we have a guest, of course, my guy, Mr. Aaron Black. Finally, we have him on the show.
mhm.
One of the emerging players here
Oh,
in
mga
the
up and
PBA, and
coming stars sa PBA.
yeah, we'll talk about that, and then we'll talk about the other playoff series. And I just want to shout out to my guy Carl Barry, always supporting the show. Good
Yes,
evening, my
sir. Good
guy.
evening, Barry. What's
Yeah, and
up,
then
my
after
guy?
that, we'll talk about a little bit of FIBA action gels,
Yep.
what happened there. That was a wild matchup
Well,
between
finals.
Lebanon and Australia. I didn't
Australia.
expect it to be that close.
Yep.
All right, so but before we move on to our topics for today, just a couple of reminders for you guys. The Globally Ballin Network, of course. We are on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and on YouTube. We also have a website, and we have different shows, so check that out. And that's for sure. And an eternity of basketball, where they guest a lot of many different personalities in the basketball world way back. So they had Felix Flores for episode 138. For our next one, episode 108. Um, I think we had this also before. McDaniel reunion. We had that for Who the Heck Are We? So check that out if you want to listen. And then, of course, this show, Next Man Up, catch all episodes on YouTube and Spotify. On YouTube, it's Globally Ballin'. Spotify, it's Next Man Up. And make sure to click subscribe and share the podcast also. That would be a great help. And also subscribe to us on YouTube on Globally Ballin' YouTube channel. You'll see a lot of other shows and other episodes out there. And Jels, let's talk about our first
Oh,
topic of the day. Syempre, PBA playoffs. Number 3, Magnolia wins the first game
first
against
game.
the NLEX
And
Road
Lex Roto.
Warriors. Magnolia 98-89. Mark Baroka scored officially 5,000
1,000
points
points.
in his
Oh.
whole career. And
Mm-hmm.
I think also he's probably the second Iron Man next to LA Tenorio.
Yeah.
He hasn't missed a game in I think around 500 games. So Magnolia is speaking at the right time, Jello. 8 game
Oh,
winning streak.
that's true.
Yeah, and then
And
itong NLEX din hindi pa nila natatalo tong Magnolia in 4 conferences. What can you say about this matchup, Jello?
well, first of all, with Magnolia, I really think na, yun nga, gaya na sabi mo, they're peaking at the right time. Right
Mm-hmm.
place at the right time. Everything's falling for them.
Yeah,
System-wise, ang ganda ng tinatakbo nila. Basically, they're like a well-oiled machine right
yeah.
now. Right in the perfect time nitong playoffs, start of the playoffs. With NLEX naman, They missed the services of two very good guys in Chris Rosales
Yes.
and Kevin Alas due to health and
That's due to
safety
COVID. Yeah.
protocols. Oh, sobrang laking blow yon for me. That's a very, very big blow to NLEX na knowing na you have a steady point guard and a stabilizer, one of the most the steadiest point guards in NLEX and isa sa mga in Kevin Alas and isa sa mga pinaka-consistent and very ang stabilizer nila na si Chris
Yes.
Rosales. And ang laking bagay nun na nawala sila pareho. And hopefully, come game 2, it's gonna be a big one for sure. Battle yan for sure, Jex. It's gonna be a battle for game 2.
I agree.
Knowing NLEX, they would make adjustments. And for Magnolia naman, they're gonna stay consistent. So, we'll see. Sana mabot ng game 3 yan. It's a
Oh.
great
Just
matchup.
actually, kasama ko si Asi Taulava over the weekend. I was with him for a
Si
trip.
Tito Asi. Tito
Si
Asi.
Tito Asi. Grabe yung mga kwento niya. Actually, sinabi niya, NLEX talaga, they have a couple of, parang nahihirapan sila when it comes to Magnolia or teams like
Yeah.
Meralco when they have guards that pressure, guards that play defense. Kasi ang NLEX, they really want to push the pace. They need to, I think, if I'm not mistaken, as he said, they need to take at least 33-point shots per game. If they don't, I think parang, they're gonna run up and down because it means they want to push the pace.
Push the
And
pace.
without Kevin Alas and Chris Rosales, I think that's gonna be hard. But Matt
Yep.
Nieto's back. Sabi ni
Mhm.
Asi, if they all play together, I think they have a chance against Magnolia. Kasi mama-match
Yeah.
up nila yung three guards ng
Totoo.
Magnolia. Let's shout out this comment first on YouTube. Hindi na emerging. Young fella AB
He
has already
has
emerged,
emerged.
and we'll talk to him later
Yes, we're
after a
gonna
few
talk.
a few minutes. We'll have
Yep.
him on. Good
Yeah.
evening po sa inyo,
Good
Maria
evening. Good
Pui,
evening.
Yumi Karandang. Thank you so
Good
much
evening.
for
Good evening. Thank you for
tuning in.
being with us tonight.
Just I want to talk about one guy though. So we talked about NLEX and how important Kevin Alas will be for them.
Yep.
But for Magnolia, grabe si Gio Halalan this
Oh,
conference, no? 13 points
grabe.
per game, 6.3 rebounds, and league leadings, almost 7 assists per game. Pero no sa NLEX, 10, 5, and 5 lang siya kasi nga Mark Baroka had a game of his life in that game. Pero how important is Gio Alalon? But grabe yung linalaro niya this conference.
Gio has been that guy for, parang nga siyang Swiss Army knife eh. He can score, he can defend, he can create. Lahat
Yeah.
eh. He can do everything. Kahit hindi siya, even if he's coming off the bench, he can still make an impact whether he's starting or coming off the bench. He
Yeah.
can make an impact. He can make a huge impact on the game. He can make a dent sa kalaban and all of that. And he just played. Looking at the stats now, he only played 23 minutes, but very, very efficient field goal shooting. 5 of 8 from the field.
Yeah.
5 rebounds and 5 assists. And take note, as a point guard, he had 0 turnovers that game. So,
Crucial yun.
crucial
Well,
yun. Lalo na ngayon in the playoffs. Very, very crucial yan.
ang naisip ko nga rin dito just kay Gio kasi I think Mark Barroca was injured first part of the conference.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
Coach Chito gave him the keys to the offense and basically to the whole team. And he's used to doing this. He's used to winning.
Oh.
He's used to leading a team. Ito
Naman.
yung he's in the same situation as Ian back when he was in Arellano.
Yeah,
Now,
Arellano.
ball is
That's
with
true.
him. He's the playmaker. He's the primary decision maker. And pagdating ni Mark Barroca, syempre medyo he's gonna take a back seat muna. But
Backseat.
when he gets that opportunity again, he can do that every single game. That's how Gio Halalon is. But let's talk about the next matchup here, Gels. Of course, Meralco going up against Ginebra. I would say this is a rivalry, pero
Oo.
the Meralco guys would disagree because they haven't won a series against
Series
Ginebra.
against
So how can
Ginebra.
it be a rivalry, right? But they would always match up either in the finals, in the playoffs, and it's always gonna be a good matchup between these two teams. Two great coaches going up against each other, two talented teams. But what can you see about this matchup? Jello Meralco won game one, 93-82.
Again, Ginebra has to have consistency. Hindi pa pwede na only one guy would just tear it apart. Last game, the only guy who scored double figures was Scotty Thompson. Scotty Thompson
Mm.
has been that guy for Ginebra. Pero hindi pa pwede na knowing Meralco, ang daming bala niyan, ang daming pwedeng gawin ng Meralco.
Yeah.
And Eli Tenorio not scoring, medyo somewhat a red flag for me. Tapos medyo recovering pa si Japet from that dengue and sobrang
Mm.
dengue fever and he's still recovering. Medyo hindi pa siya 100%, 'di ba? Kahit kung titingnan natin, and Ginebra has lost three of its last 5 games.
Mm.
Okay, so medyo they're still adjusting, they're still trying to pick it up, but knowing Ginebra and knowing the adjustment style of Coach Tim Cohn,
Mm-hmm.
you cannot count them out. Sorry to all the Meralco fans there, but for sure, it's gonna be a great series for them. And for
Are you sure you're
Meralco,
saying that, Jello? We're gonna have a Meralco guest in a few minutes, and you
no,
just
what
said
I'm
that.
saying lang, what I'm saying lang is that it's gonna be a tough one. I think AB
Yeah,
would
yeah, yeah.
agree with me. It's gonna
Yeah,
be a tough
for sure.
series. Game of adjustments yan. For sure, maraming things
As always.
up in the sleeve, and for sure hindi rin magpapatalo or hindi rin magpapa outplay and out coach si Coach Luigi Trillo and Coach Ronnie and all
Yes.
the staff in Meralco, di ba? So I'm really excited for this matchup. Itong number 4 and number 5 between the Meralco Bolts and
Yeah.
Ginebra San Miguel.
And si Japet Aguilar, obviously recovering from that dengue fever. Conference averages niya, 16.7 points per game,
Diba?
8.3 rebounds, and
Kasi
2.5 blocks.
that was
Bumaba
before.
yun against Meralco, 10 points,
Mm,
5 rebounds, but still had 2 blocks. One of the best rim
defenders.
protectors
Yep.
in the PBA. I think, and he's also, I think, number 3 and best player of the conference because of those averages nga. So very
Yes.
important for Japet to step up in their next game. LA
Mm.
Tenorio, medyo nagulat tayo doon with his
Oh.
performance. Scotty
Yep.
though will always be Scotty.
Yeah.
I think he's already the face of Ginebra.
The-
I would say he's the face of Ginebra. I mean, yes, LA Tenorius there, Pringles there, not 100%, but you got to give it to the guy. Scotty Thompson has been an amazing PBA player. Every season he would get better. And talking about a player who would get better every game, every season, every conference.
Siyempre,
Syempre yung
kilala na
guest
natin yan.
natin.
Kilala na
Yung guest
natin
natin
yan.
for
Diyos ko
today,
naman.
Jess. We have Aaron Black. Swerte tayo. May time si
Oo.
Aaron for us.
Yep. Oo nga
We
eh.
know
It's
this
an
guy is
honor.
busy. It's an
Yep.
honor.
It's an
Rookie
honor.
of the year. Rookie of the year ba tawag? That time it was
Outstanding
in the
rookie.
bubble. So it was
Outstanding
outstanding
rookie.
rookie.
Outstanding rookie.
That is. So, Aaron Black, welcome to the show, my guy. Let's see. I think he's muted.
You're
It's an
muted.
honor
There
There
you
to
you
be
go.
go.
on your show.
Yun.
Yun.
Appreciate you guys having me.
Uy.
All right.
AB yung audio. Yan. Okay na. There you go.
All right. So, AB, first of all, we talked about you in my show on TV earlier. And my question was to Mikey Reyes, what are you on? I mean, you
What are you on, bro? What
you
are you on?
your conference averages, bro, is 14.6 points per game, 4.7 rebounds, and 4.5 assists. I mean, bro, and that game against Ginebra, 25, 3, and 4. First of all, what is your reaction with all of this? I mean, you just signed a contract, but what is your reaction, bro?
Bro, you got me off guard with that question, bro.
What are you
Uh, no, bro, it's just a blessing. I mean, I'm blessed to be able to play basketball for a living. I'm sure a lot of people, not just in the Philippines but around the world, would love to do that. So I wake up every day and I thank God for my blessings. I try to come to practice. I work hard. I work with my two trainers, Migs and Coach Pat, and they help
on?
me a lot. So, it's just a process for me. I think as we go through each and every day, I want to get better. You say you get 1% better, right? It's cliche, but it's true. You want to get 1% better each and every day. So that's what I try to do.
Yeah, so AB, just a quick one. What are your thoughts right now, knowing that your dad is not with you right now? He's with your family back in the States. So what keeps you going? Kasi I know it's a tough time for you and your family, but
Yeah.
what keeps you going, man? Right now in this moment, in this situation, and all of that.
Well, first of all, my grandmother inspires me a lot. She just passed away about a couple a week and a half ago. So that's one.
Yeah.
Another thing is definitely that championship. Ang lapit na namin last conference. We were 2 wins away. We could smell it. Jago was there.
Yep.
He knows what I'm talking about. We could really smell that championship. But got away from us. Ginebra was the better team overall after the series. So for me, that's really what drives me to win that championship. I think after winning two with Ateneo, that's a feeling that it doesn't come around often. So it's something I want to experience again.
Yung
Yeah. We were
championship
that
feeling na yun, hindi
close.
namin alam yan eh. At least nga ikaw, alam mo eh.
Just, we were this close to
Oo.
going from a 1 week vacation to a 2 week vacation
Oo nga eh.
in the beach. But that time will come, and Carl Barry's out here supporting the show. AB, bro, like your career has been great. You've always been getting better every season, every conference. What do you think is like the biggest difference between your first year and then now you're in your second or third in
Third,
the
third,
PBA? Yeah, third year.
Third.
Yeah,
it's actually third year, but it's only my fourth conference.
Mm.
yeah,
Well, I think I've slowed down. They say a lot of the guys in the NBA when they talk about their careers as they get older in the league, things start to slow down. You start to see things that you
yeah.
didn't really see before. You don't really play at one speed anymore. So that's really what I wanted to work on this past off season. Thankfully, so far it's been helping me a lot because I'm able to see, especially for my teammates, to distribute to my teammates. I'm able to see plays before they happen or slowly. You could I know you know what I'm talking about when you come
Yeah,
down the
yeah.
lane
Yeah.
and you can see the guy in the corner. You can see, oh, I have an open shot, or you have a man to drop off to if you're a big guy. So that's really been big for me, as well as just to improve my shot every single conference to improve my percentages. I wasn't very happy with my 3 point percentages, especially early in the conference
Mhm.
last time out. So yeah, I wanted to work on that too.
And for
Yeah,
for the for the kids out there watching, bro, like seeing your career, seeing how you play, can you tell them, like, let's say in a day of Aaron, like one day of Aaron Black, what does it take? Like, I don't think they understand how hard you guys work, how hard PBA guys work, and you specifically. I'm not
Yeah.
telling you to say all the secrets, all the details
Yeah,
of
yeah,
you,
yeah.
yeah,
I
right? But
know.
like just the general timetable for in a day.
Yeah, well, usually our Meralco team we practice around 1 o'clock, so I
Mhm.
try to get in the gym about 2 hours before 11 to 11:15 around that time. If I do have weights that day, I'll do my weights for about 45 minutes. I'll come out to the court, get my work done for another 45 minutes, so right before practice starts, and then I get a little snack in right before practice. And then after practice, after about 2 hours of practice, I'll try to get my ball handling in,
Mhm.
as well as some more shots that I wasn't able to take before practice. So let's say if I started at the 3 point line before practice, I'll go to the post practice, things like that. I try not to, especially during the season, not to overwork myself because
Mhm.
it's hard. You have to rest. You have to make
And you're
sure that
getting
you're
heavy
you're well.
minutes.
yeah.
Yeah, you have to make sure you're well rested. So let's say we have a game the day before, then we have a game 2 days later. I'll lessen the reps, but I'll still get my work in.
Mhm. I mean, that's how hard these guys work. For all
Yeah.
the listeners, all the guys that are, wanting to go to the league, this is what it
Yeah.
takes. And also off the court,
Oh,
AB, for sure, like, getting your sleep in,
yep,
recovery and all that.
for
That's
sure.
for sure.
Yeah,
That's
and
that's
Jegs,
vital. Yeah.
just to add, since AB has been working with Migs Aitona for his strength and conditioning workouts, and
And you are the
I've seen
assistant of
I'm the
Mix
assistant of
Aitona.
Coach
Yeah.
Migs, and I've been there every day, every single day. So hindi alam ng lahat to, but every before games, AB would come in, AB would come into to the gym, and
Mhm.
we Migs and AB and Migs would do something na secret na lang namin, secret na lang namin siguro sa ito na
What are you guys
performance.
doing, guys? Come on.
Pero I think ito yung feel ko lang, ito ata yung lucky charm ni
Funny thing, Jello, hindi
consistent
ko
yan.
ginawa kahapon. Hindi ko ginawa kahapon. Wala si
And he
Migs.
had
Absent
25.
si Migs kahapon.
Absent si Migs kahapon,
Tapos,
yeah, but
kinabahan nga ako, so hindi ko nagawa eh. But I was able to do it with
yeah.
in the locker room. Yeah,
Mm.
pero
Yun. Pero
tama
nga,
nga si
again,
Jello.
that's part of the routine of Aaron and every pro athlete
Yeah.
siguro na
Yeah.
pro players right now. And no, AB, question lang, what was your biggest adjustment from one conference to another? Kasi again, like what we see na yung level mo is going higher and higher and higher. You're putting up career high numbers. What was the biggest adjustment from your rookie season to the second season and till now?
Well, I think the biggest thing for me was looking to distribute and get my teammates shots. I think, as it's only my third or fourth year playing point guard in my life. So really coming into the season knowing where Elaine likes to spot up, where New likes
Mm.
to get his shots, where Raymond is effective and Cliff is effective, and all my other teammates, and studying tape. I have Coach Paulo Layog helps me with that. So I really look at tape, make sure that I know what plays I can run for certain people, and then that really opens it up actually for me, because
Yeah.
once Elaine hits shots and what's New hits shots, it opens it up for me coming down because the defense is so focused on them.
And that's the next level, bro. Like next level point guard mindset. Like
Yep.
setting up your teammates and then
Yeah.
eventually that's going to help you because young guys in the league or even in college, they would think about their own game, their own shots, how they're going to get to their spot. But this is the next level for you, AB. And I just want to ask, bro, that right-handed floater, I don't think anyone has blocked that shot yet. But did you have that shot since grade school? I knew you would finish with the right hand. We were
Yeah.
we were playing against each other, grade school, high school, but that right-handed floater, the range went from 5 feet around the rim to 15 feet
15 feet
floater to a freaking 3 point shot, bro. You just hit a up and under 3 point right-handed
float
floater, bro. Like, do you? I see you work on that, but it's been like a natural instinct for you to just
instinct.
go to that shot, right? Like, can you explain that shot? I haven't seen that shot from
What is
anyone.
it with that shot, AB?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
What is it with it?
Funny thing, my dad a couple years ago told me to stop shooting that shot because he's so frustrated because I kept missing it. So I
Yeah.
just kept trying to work on it. But I broke my left hand right before the draft. I broke my
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
shooting hand,
yeah, yeah.
and in college, early in college, I was actually doing those shots, the floaters. I kind of lost it as I went through, but when I broke my hand, I was just working on my right hand the whole time in practice or whatever. And finally, it came to a point where I just started shooting it, and it felt good in the NPBL, and then it carried over to the PBA, and
Yeah.
I felt like it was something I could really use because I'm not the
Yeah.
biggest guy. I'm only 6 feet. And when you get in that lane with Japet standing in front of you or Junmar or somebody like that, you really have to have a weapon that you can use aside from
Yeah.
getting to the basket, of course. So once I saw that, I wanted to really hone in on it, and I tried to improve it each and every day. I try to get my reps in for
Yeah.
it.
And just a quick story. I mean, people know this. I would train with you with Better Basketball with Coach Pat.
Yeah.
We go pick up. We would play against each other in different leagues before. Like I knew you had that shot, but every time I try to stop it, like I don't know when it's coming. It's that
Yeah.
quick, and I think it's gonna be there the rest of your career. Like honestly, even if people know it's coming, you're still
They,
not
they
gonna
won't
be able
defend
to.
it. They won't
Yeah,
defend it.
yeah.
They can't
Honestly,
defend it.
unless they force you left, but even if they force you left, you're still able to
Yeah.
bring it with you, right? So again, that's crazy. Let's talk about this series though. Okay, let's read one comment. ABS turned his career from overhyped into one of the most underrated guards of the country. AB has grown into a very talented scorer in the league and very
Very
ambidextrous. Yeah,
ambidextrous.
AB is
Yeah.
good with his hands, guys. I know that. And we are going to talk about the series. We're going up against Ginebra, AB. Um,
Mhm.
you don't have to say the game plan and all that, but how has this experience for you been? Meralco, Ginebra, um, rivalry.
Matchup.
I would still say it's a
It's
rivalry.
a
Yeah.
rivalry.
Yeah. Oh well, I love the rivalry, bro. Honestly, like I'm super. The Ginebra faithful. The way they support their team is crazy, and I love it. I love
Mm.
just playing against them, having a packed crowd. I mean, who wouldn't want to play in a packed crowd, whether the fans are against you or they're with you? But it's really a blessing to be able to play against guys that I grew up watching, like Kuya LA and Stanley and all these
Yeah.
guys, and Zapit actually. So for me, it's about us getting over that hump. That's the biggest thing. They've beaten Meralco so many times, and I think in my career I've lost to them twice already on a Scotty buzzer beater in the bubble, and then
Mm-hmm.
this past final. So we really have to get over that hump, and I think if we do, that would be great for our confidence as a team.
Yeah, AB, I think this is the biggest chance of you guys getting over this one. Okay. You face them in the first round, the quarterfinals of the first of the playoffs. So coming into game two, what are your thoughts about it? Hindi naman siguro game plan. What are your biggest adjustments? First, kasi for sure, Ginebra will make some huge adjustment, lalo na on you, So what's gonna be your mindset coming into that game? You're on mute, AB.
Hold on, there you go.
Yeah, there you go.
They're gonna be hungry. They're gonna come out and really look to go at us right away from the jump. So for us, I think we just have to follow whatever the coaches come up with as our game plan. I want to once again look to come out and set up guys that have been hot, like Chris Newsom's been playing out of his mind, and
Crazy, yeah.
Kuya Alain Maliksi has been great for us, as well as so many other guys, Cliff Hodge and Cal Pascual and Raymond. Everybody on the team actually, CB has been really helping in so many ways. So for me to get those guys shots, to get those guys open looks, would be great to get to the paint. They say if you get to the paint and you're able to kick out to these guys, then that'll really help. But overall, it starts on the defensive end, and if we can really defend them, I think that's the biggest key to our game.
And I'm pretty sure, you guys are gonna be ready. Both teams are gonna be ready. It's gonna be a tough matchup for that game too. If you guys win, that's gonna be a closeout. You guys move to the next round. Ginebra's gonna try to keep this thing alive, force a game three. But AB, last question for you before we let you go. Your whole career, you've had some naysayers, some doubters, haters. I mean,
Haters.
that's part of the game. That's part of the game. That's part of being a professional basketball
Yep.
player. Even in our profession, Gels, me and Jello,
Yep.
we had, you know, people will always say things. But what's your mindset when those things come into your mind when you read these things? Talking about, you're just playing for your dad. Um, you know, you didn't get playing time in college and all that, but right now you are proving that you belong in the league.
Yep.
And I'm not even sure if that's part of your motivation, but what is your thought process when you see these things?
I think I've come to like thinking that everybody has their own opinion.
Yeah.
Everybody's always gonna think a certain way about you, and you can't control that. Whether you're doing the right thing
True.
or not, people will probably say something negative about you. But for me, I just look to come into practice and get better every day, and that's all I can really do. No matter what people say from the outside, I think you lose when you let that affect you and you stop working. I think you gotta look at it more as from a motivational standpoint. And to be honest, it affected me for a while because it had never happened to me
Yeah.
before until I got to the league. But now, it's really something that I look to get motivation from, and I just look to work hard and improve my game each and every day.
And that's a sign, guys, to all the listeners, all the viewers, that all players, we're all human. Like
Yeah.
sometimes you guys, your comments, it affects us, but we're still gonna do our thing. We're gonna
Yep.
work. We're gonna play the game that we all love. But
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying, guys, you gotta chill out. But do what you gotta do. But sometimes we're reading it, sometimes we're not. But AB,
Yep.
really appreciate you for the time here, man. Good
Thank you
luck
so
the
much,
rest of
AB.
the
Good luck.
playoffs. Appreciate
Thank
you,
you,
my guy.
guys. Appreciate you for sure. It's
I'll
an
see you
honor to
in
be on the
AP,
show.
AB.
All right, see you guys. Take care. Take
See you,
care.
brother.
Bye.
Ayos.
And that has been a
Solid.
great, ganda ng conversation,
Solid.
Gels.
Yeah.
Pero hindi pa tayo tapos kasi we are gonna talk about two series and then we out of here. Gels,
Yep.
first of all, ganda ng
Yeah.
conversation. Before we go to the next series, just another network slide reminders for all of you guys. Globally Ballin, as I said, is on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and on YouTube. We also have a website, and those are all the shows. Right side of the screen with Attorney of Basketball, Hang Time, Mukbang with Jho Jho, Who the Heck Are We? And of course, this show, Next Man Up. And again, Felix Flores, PBA pioneer, according to our producer, Sir Sid Ventura. Felix Flores on the An Eternity of Basketball episode 138. Check that out. And on Who the Heck Are We? Join them live Friday, July 22. Oh, no, that's already done. McDaniel Reunion for episode 108 on Facebook and on YouTube. And of course, this show Next Man Up, catch all episodes on YouTube and Spotify. Globally Ballin' on YouTube, Spotify, Next Man Up. Make sure to hit that subscribe button
Yes.
and share the Spotify episodes if you guys want to, but that would really help us. And on YouTube, subscribe on Globally Ballin'. Now, let's move on to the playoff series. Gels, number 1 versus number 8, SMB versus
Ooh.
Blackwater. Team
Blackwater.
Blackwater, just no, grabe yung season nila, roller coaster, going
Up
up
and
and
down.
then 5 straight losses,
Down.
I think, or 6, and then now they're in the playoffs. They have to focus. Talk about Blackwater going up against the probably the most talented team in the league.
You know, with Blackwater, they've got nothing to lose really. They just have to play. They just have to stick to what they know. Stick to the game plan, and for sure it's gonna be a tough series for them. But
Mm.
whatever happens is gonna be a learning process for them. It's gonna be a huge lesson for them coming into to probably the next few conferences. That team has great potential. They have a great mix of veterans and young guys. I'm really happy to see JV Casio back in the playoffs, spearheading that team. You have Ato Olar, an outstanding rookie this season. He's currently number 1 in the rookie rankings.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Brandon Rosser is already picking up his game, knowing that he came from an injury
Yes.
in the start of the season, but right now he's picking it up. Guys like Barkley, Ibonya. Ibonya's been great. Nga lang, na-miss niya yung game-winning
Oo
basketball
nga
in
eh.
the last game
Point
nung ano,
blank.
point
Oo.
blank. But again, that's a learning lesson for not only him but for the entire organization of Blackwater. And
Mm.
looking at it do sa kalaban nila, the powerhouse team of San Miguel,
Yeah.
Junmar Fajardo's being Junmar Fajardo, he's
He's
averaging,
speaking again.
he's
He is
speaking
speaking.
again,
Junmar is
bumabalik yung
averaging
18 and 16 yata.
18.5,
18,
13.5
yeah,
rebounds,
13,
18.5
yeah.
points, 3.4 assists, and he's in shape, Jels.
He's
He
in
is in
shape.
shape.
You know, the good thing, the biggest revelation for me na hindi siguro nakikita ng tao, but tayo basketball
Mm.
junkies and those who clearly watch the game, is that Junmar is one of the best passing big men right now.
Yeah,
No
I
doubt.
agree.
The best
Mhm.
passing big man. Kasi he knows when the double is coming. So he
Yeah.
also knows where to pass the ball. You
Mhm.
know, he's been that
And yung
he's
mga
been that
teammates niya,
player.
grabe yung shooting.
Oh, grabe din kasi again, marami siyang pwedeng tsaka yun eh. I mean, that's an advantage. Ang dami niyang pwedeng pasahan na shooters in Marshall
Mm.
Lassiter. You have
Yeah.
Von Pesumal. You have may mga play Jericho Cruz. Jericho Cruz is also peaking at the right time for San Miguel.
Mm.
He's been nung nawala yung Terrence Romeo and nawala yung Chris Ross. He's been that guy for San Miguel. He's been, again, siya yung parang combination ng dalawa eh. The scoring of Terrence Romeo
Yeah.
and yung depensa. Parang isang tao lang. That's Jericho Cruz for San Miguel.
Yeah. And obviously, Jello, this is gonna be a really tough matchup for Blackwater.
Yeah,
I
for
have to be
sure.
honest.
Mhm.
I played in Blackwater. I know Coach Ariel. I think they've done a great job of turning things around. This is their first time, I think, to make it in the playoffs, Philippine Cup, in a long time.
In a long time, yes.
Yeah, and they haven't made it, I think, to the semis. The last time he made it to the playoffs It was quarterfinals.
Quarterfinals.
We were beaten twice against Rain or Shine, but we'll never know. Anything can happen
Anything can happen, man.
in the PBA, bro. With Blackwater, they went up. They're going down. We'll never know when they're gonna go up, right? Like after this one, they just lost, I think, 2 points against San Miguel. So
Yeah.
this can be actually a great matchup. Let's see how it works because Yusef Taha and the other bigs of the young bigs
The
versus
young
Junmar,
bigs.
the six-time MVP. That's gonna be very interesting to
Yep.
watch, just now. Let's move on to the next matchup, last matchup of the night. TNT versus Converge. Oh, this is also gonna be tough for
Yeah,
Converge. They're a
ito.
young team.
Yep.
They're a young team going up against a very talented TNT team also, Jels.
Um, knowing Converge, they don't have that much of experience in terms of playoff runs. Kasi again, they're very young, but they
Yes.
have guys like Mike Tolomia who's been in the finals for Meralco
Yeah.
for a few times. You
Veteran na
have
rin.
veteran na rin yan. You have Kevin Racal as their
Mhm.
captain. You have Mike De Gregorio. I mean, they have a good mix of veterans din naman talaga. But the entire yung core talaga nila is a bunch of rookies and young guys who's trying to make a name for the league. And I think this is a great opportunity for those young guys to showcase what they
Yeah.
can do in a much higher level of competition, the PBA playoffs, and going up against TNT, there will be a lot of lessons, there will be a lot of learnings and experience that they would gain and they would probably absorb and bring in to the next conference. Again, sky's the limit for this team for Converge, and I really think that they in the next conferences to come and next seasons to come, I mean, if they keep that core intact, the core of Justin Arana, Ambohot,
Yeah.
those guys,
It's gonna be
RK
tough.
Ilagan, it's good. That team's gonna be tough, really. And
Yeah.
our guy David Mural,
Yes,
that
sir.
guy that guy's been playing very very well for Converge, and for TNT again, one of the best system teams in the PBA right now, spearheaded by none other than Coach Chot Reyes. You still have Jason Castro, Troy Rosario, and this guy named Mikey Williams. Sino ba yun?
Relax
Magaling ba
lang,
yun?
no? Relax lang, Mikey Williams.
Mikey Williams, di ba? but then
Import
again,
import
oh,
na Philippine Cup eh, no? May
oh,
importing
di ba?
TNT.
Di ba? Pero the way TNT plays, I really think that they should win. They should
Mhm.
convincingly win against Converge. But we're not taking anything against Converge. Converge will fight for that because again they got nothing to lose. But we expect TNT to dominate that young team, really
Yeah,
with
for
that
sure.
vast experience and all of that, the championship experience, that experience that TNT has. For sure, it will put a dent into the series.
Yeah. And the last time these two teams went up against each other, it was a super duper close game. It was RK Ilagan hitting big shots, but eventually it was Jason Castro who won, who hit that game winner for TNT. So it's gonna be
Mm.
interesting how it's gonna pan out in this one. Of course, TNT twice to beat advantage against Converge. That's gonna be a tough hurdle for the
Yes.
young team, and let's see how that's gonna happen. Also for this PBA conference, Jello, since you're here and you're Mr. Hot Takes, who do you think will come out as the top two teams? Hindi ko pa sinasabi sino magcha-champion ha. I'm just asking,
Top two
who do you
teams.
think will be going to the
Ah,
finals for this conference? Is it number one, number two, just because of the standings, or may mga hot takes ka? Let's see.
uh, I would go with San Miguel for sure. San Miguel,
Yes.
there's no doubt, and Meralco.
Ooh, so you think? I honestly think Meralco has a good chance also
Meralco
because
has a good
they
chance.
have been playing well,
Yeah, they've
and
only lost. They've only lost once in the last six. No, sorry, 7 games
yeah, they're
prior to the
peaking
game
at the right
yesterday. They're
time.
peaking
They're
at the right
peaking at the right
time.
time.
Yeah. So I really think it's gonna be a San Miguel and Meralco
Let's see.
matchup.
We're gonna have to. We're gonna have to. Oh, according to Sir Sid, those two teams can't meet in the finals because they're number one. So
One and number
I think in the
5.
semis they will meet.
They will
So
meet.
Meralco and San Miguel will meet in the match. But I just
Oh,
asked you naman who the top two teams are in
top
this in
2.
the playoffs, right?
Hindi, sabihin
Like
na
who?
natin kung sino top 2 natin, sino magfa-final.
Oh,
Sabihin na natin. No, sige. Sa'yo, Jeg, sino?
honestly, I'll go with a safe bet. We're gonna go San Miguel TNT.
Okay.
Just because it's for the finals. Just because
Uh,
San Miguel and Meralco can't happen. How about you, Jess?
I'm going with I'm going with
Magnolia?
Magnolia and SMB.
Pwede ba yun? Let's see. Let's ask.
Pero
Is that
tingnan
possible?
natin
I think that's possible. Yeah.
Possible
Yeah.
'yun, possible 'yun,
Yeah.
possible 'yun. Kasi makakalaban ng TNT yung TNT ang Magnolia.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That's right. That's
Uh,
right.
we're
So
Team
let's
Magnolia.
see. We're gonna have to take a look at that after a few
Aha.
weeks.
Oh,
Pwede
very
nating
very
segue.
interesting very
Go back
interesting
to
'yun.
the hot takes. Pwede,
Oo.
pwede. Now, quickly, Gels, from PBA to international to Gilas News, Newsom, Adams, Chris Newsom, Roosevelt
Roosevelt
Adams,
Adams,
and Mava and Misi is now cleared to play as locals. I think this is
locals.
very huge
Very yes.
for Gilas, Gels. Anong effect nito
That is a
for
huge
Gilas Pilipinas?
that is a huge development for the national team. Kasi
Mm,
the last time Mavam Ahan Misi played for the national team, he played in the, if I'm not mistaken, the Asian Games.
yeah.
Asian Games. Pero wala kasing eligibility. Hindi pareho ng eligibility ng FIBA ang Asian Games. Iba ang eligibility nila. So I think he was
Mm,
considered as a local. A local doon sa kasi he has kasi ang rule ata sa Asian Games is if you have a Philippine passport, you're good to go.
pwede. Yeah.
Pwede ka na. Pwede ka na. So, um, you have guys like, yun nga, Roosevelt Adams. He's a 6'6", 6'7" guard. Can
I
put the
think he signed
ball.
with the B League, right?
And he's already
Yeah.
signed with the B League. And um, when the time comes, when pag binubuo na yung pool natin for the 2023 World Cup, he's gonna be a great addition. Roosevelt Adams is gonna be a great addition. He will add ceiling to that wing position together with let's say Dwight and Carl Tamayo
30.
and all of
Yeah.
30 in that position. Magkakaroon tayo ng onting ng height and onting length in that position. He can also play multiple positions. He can play the 2, he can play the 3,
Yeah.
he can also play the 4 if we're trying to go small for a bit. You have Chris Newsom, one of the, I would say, underrated on-ball defenders in the PBA right now.
Yun.
Di ba? I mean, nakikita lang kasi si Chris Newsom as a scorer, someone who goes
Closer.
hard to the basket, a closer, clutch guy, but hindi natin nakikita yung capability niya to defend on ball, knowing that in an international game, you need to be steady on ball, knowing those international guards that you're gonna be playing against with bigger guys who would also bring the ball down. And I really feel that Chris Newsom is a good addition
Yeah.
to that issue or to that missing link in terms of defending guards in an international level. And again, that's a plus for me. That's already a plus. And also news that Jordan Clarkson will also be a part of the
Ooh.
will also be a part of the Gilas program come fourth window.
It's gonna
So
be
I
tough.
really
That's gonna be
that's
tough.
gonna be a great addition, and it's something we should look forward to.
And I'm sure
Moving into the fourth window.
all the Filipino basketball fans are waiting for that. Of course, Jordan Clarkson, NBA talent, playing for us. Hindi na yun first time though. He
Hindi na.
already played for us before. But I
Yes,
agree,
he did.
Jello, with Chris Newsom. I think out of the three players, Chris Newsom is probably the most feasible guy to get for Gilas, just because of his two-way mentality. He can
Yep.
get buckets, he can set up his teammates, but
Mhm.
he can defend one-on-one. He can also be a great help defender pag weak side
Yes.
siya. He can,
Yep.
change shots also with his athleticism. And not a knock on our
Those two
guards now
guys.
with Gilas, with SJ, with Kiefer. And 30 actually mentioned it. 30 and Coach Todd mentioned it that some of the games they could have won if they played better on-ball defense, one-on-one defense. Kasi ang daming breakdowns eh. And
True.
that
That's right.
allows that allows for, help, rotation, na open yung mga shooters. That's what happened in Japan against Lebanon, right? Kasi puro help because of the breakdown. But if walang breakdown one-on-one, hindi magkakaroon ng help and you can stick with the shooters, right? And it
Yes.
also doesn't help that Ange Kwame is not there. If Ange was there, it would totally be a different
Yeah.
ball game
That's
for
true.
Gilas. But I agree, Chris Newsome, I honestly think he deserves to be part of the lineup. And yeah, it's going to be a very exciting um, a couple of
Next few
months and
months.
years, and
Yes, next
also
few
next
months.
year for
Leading
for
up to
for
the World
Gilas
Cup, yeah.
Pilipinas. Yeah, I agree. And sana makanood tayo, no? For the
Oo
fans,
naman.
so for the fans, gusto ko sila mag-speculate. Sino yung lineup niya for World Cup?
Oh,
Gusto ko
gawa nga kayo
makita.
ng ng
Or
12-man lineup ninyo.
comment down below who is your 12-man lineup. Guard, wing, and then mga big
And the
man natin. Ang
bigs.
dami. Kaya pwede
Dami.
PBA anything. If you are the GM of Gilas Pilipinas, what would that lineup look like? And lastly, just before we go, let's talk about Australia winning the Asia Cup, FIBA Asia Cup Championship. That was against Lebanon, but it was
Mhm.
not an easy
Easy,
road for
yeah.
Australia. 75-73, 2-point game. I did not expect this from Lebanon, man. I mean, they were out of basketball for a couple of
Couple
years
of
from
years.
FIBA,
Due to
and
internal
here
problems,
they
yes.
are. Here they are. Of course, Thonmaker, NBA vet, had 14 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 blocks, and 2 steals. All around game
Yeah.
for him. Of course, Mitch McCarron also did his damage for Australia with 12 points, 5 dimes, and 4 boards.
Yeah.
And but we have to talk about the guy from
Yeah.
Lebanon, Wael Arakji. You know what?
Rakji.
This guy, one quick question. I was also with Gary David last weekend, right? And
Yep.
naggilas Pilipinas si Gary David. Sabi niya, nung nakakalaban nila yung Lebanon before, si Arakji yung bata nila sa team. Yung parang
Ah,
SJ nila or
that's true,
parang
yeah.
Francis Lopez, LeBron Lopez nila sa team. He wasn't getting much playing time pero sabi ni Gary, magaling na siya noon pa lang. He had the moves, he had the confidence already. Pero syempre
Mhm.
bata pa, he was around 19 that time. Now I think he's 25, 26. And he's been playing well. Grabe yung pace niya, lefty, medyo looking
Left.
like Manu
Yeah.
Ginobili with his shot, with his moves, Euro step.
Yeah.
Ang galing, grabe si
Ang galing niya.
Walaraki and clutch. What can you say
Yeah.
about that matchup, Jels? Grabe to si Walaraki. I honestly think with the way he's playing, hindi ako magugulat if let's say he gets a 10-day contract or like a let's say a
An
summer league
international offer. An
or even
international
a
offer.
G-League. Yeah, I agree,
Oh,
bro. I agree with
di
the
ba?
way he's playing. Yeah,
With the way he's playing, with the way yung showing niya sa FIBA Asia Cup,
yeah.
I would confidently say, and I know you would agree also with me,
Yeah,
that he is the best point guard in Asia right now.
yeah. I agree. Best guard in Asia.
Best guard in
15
Asia.
points of the 28 points, guys.
Diba?
Sa fourth quarter.
Sa fourth quarter.
I mean, and he's hitting tough shots. Step back, floaters, everything you can think of. This guy is the guy. If di nyo kilala to, guys, search nyo yung highlights niya sa YouTube. This
Galing
guy
niya.
is
Galing.
Ginobili in a different body. Honestly.
Ginobili na may halong James Harden, na may
Grabe.
halong
Yeah. Wild,
hindi mo
wild.
maintindihan. But in the years to come, he's gonna spearhead that Lebanon team into
I
much
agree.
greater heights. And even, fingers crossed, even a World Cup stint. Trust me.
And to top of the 28 points, just 7 rebounds and 5 assists. All
See?
around.
See?
Tournament MVP pala siya, by the way,
Yeah.
talking about Wael Arakji. Wael Wild Arakji.
Arakji.
I'll call him Wild Arakji. Crazy. And yeah, basically that's it.
That's it.
Gels, it
Yeah.
was a great conversation once again.
Grabe.
Solid. Ganda ng
Solid.
nakita
Ganda,
ng mga
ganda.
nakuha natin kay Aaron. And of
Yeah.
course, yung mga takes mo. Any last few words, Gels, to all our listeners and fans?
Yo, to all the listeners and all the basketball fans out there, please continue supporting the Next Man Up podcast.
Mhm.
Listen to this episode and all of other episodes on YouTube and Spotify. Follow me on Instagram at Gelo Vito and on Twitter at I am Gelo V. And Jegs, it's been a pleasure again doing this podcast with you again.
Yep.
It's a really great way to end my Monday night.
Oo naman.
Di ba?
Bakit
So,
next time dapat may wine na tayo dito, Jels? Tayo Wine
soon.
nights, diba?
Wine
So,
nights
it was
tayo
a
dito.
great one, Jels. Appreciate you. To all the listeners and viewers, this is a marathon. This is gonna be, episode after episode. As long as we build this community, guys. We can actually make that maybe a Facebook Viber group to all the listeners. Comment down below para ma-add namin kayo. We'll make a community of you guys.
You guys
Syempre,
can put up
kung ano
topics
yung
for us to talk
topics,
about. Yeah,
comments, and
no.
maybe pull up people on the pod
The
just to
pod,
have that kind of community vibe with Next Man Up. And again,
Yes.
appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Steve,
Steve.
OG,
Yes,
congratulations
sir.
for
Thank you.
getting all these photographer stints for UP, for even for
Oo.
FIBA and for our
Yep.
league. We really appreciate you, Steve.
Good job, Steve. Panalo
And
ka.
just appreciate you. Thank you to all the listeners. We out.